Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Ripple is in dialogue with over 20 central banks on CBDCs, exec reveals. This is just another one of those reminders as to why I'm a holder of XRP and why it's my favorite crypto, because I do believe long term it's got one of the most strongest use cases, one of the most strongest utilities. I really do believe in the coin long term, and this is just a bit of proof of that. Despite the fact that there's a lawsuit going on, Ripple is still in talks with central banks about CBDCs, which is central bank digital currencies for those that don't know. And it's looking like they're going to be wanting to utilize the XRP Ledger to do this. So let's get into the article, okay? In a new interview, Brooks Entwistle, Senior Vice President of Customer Success and Managing Director of APEC and MENA at Ripple, talked about the company's efforts and goals in the central bank digital currency space, revealing some interesting details. The exec explained that interaction with regulators around the world is, quote, invaluable, unquote. Unlike the US, regulators, quote, in Singapore, in Tokyo, in Switzerland, in the UK, unquote, welcome dialogue and participate in roundtable discussions. Ripple in dialogue with more 20, I'm assuming that's a typo there, more than 20 central banks. As Bitcoinist reported, CBDCs are a key focus of Ripple in 2023, and Entwistle reaffirmed this, presenting his company as a solution provider to which central banks and authorities can turn. Quote, there are 200 plus countries out there. There are a lot of central banks and they have different needs and there are different parts of this journey, unquote, Entwistle said. While some countries are well advanced, the digital yuan in China and others, there are many emerging markets that are smaller, that have fewer resources, that have other issues where Ripple can help an important part. Oh man, the spelling here, and it's not the best. In this context, Entwistle revealed that the fintech is already in dialogue with more than 20 central banks. Quote, so we are in dialogue with not 10, not 20, but a bunch more central banks around the world on these discussions, unquote. The Ripple executive cited that the already well-known projects with Bhutan and Palau as examples regarding regulatory headwinds in the US. Entwistle revealed that this is why Ripple is focusing on the international market, where the company hired most of its 300 new employees last year. Quote, the bulk of our business is outside of the US right now, unquote, Entwistle said. Further elaborating that Ripple is making rapid progress in crypto-friendly jurisdictions. Therefore, interacting with regulators in real time is very important, he said. To this end, Ripple has been expanding its policy team over the past year to take an aggressive approach. Quote, that means, to your point, on not just issuing white papers or responding to things very quietly in the background, we need to be hosting events, having our customer conferences, being on standby for when someone does call and says, listen, we could use an explanation about CBDCs or the like, unquote. Asked about the fierce competition in the cross-border payment space, the Ripple Senior Vice President explained that cross-border flow of value is, quote, the last great unsolved financial problems or puzzles in the world, unquote. To solve this, it requires a global network, and Ripple can provide this with its RippleNet. Entwistle divulged that the technology is now in more than 70 countries. Quote, you can't put together a 70-country network with hundreds of participants on it overnight. Yes, there are lots of great innovations across single corridors or within certain regions. We offer a holistic global solution. So we just need to keep running hard and keep adding great people. At the press time, the XRP price stood at 38 cents, up 1.8% within the last 24 hours. Okay. So, there you go. Just more proof that Ripple are still making major moves despite the lawsuit. And as we know, every other country has looked at XRP as a digital asset. They've not looked at it as a security. It's only America where they're having this issue. And it's only America where they have people like Gary Gensler who believe all cryptocurrencies are a security. So it just goes to show. But this is what gives me confidence in the long-term viability of Ripple and XRP. You can clearly see that they are in talks with the big dogs. They are still making these moves regardless. And I think unfortunately for America and Americans, if America don't want to make life easier for Ripple, then Ripple will just go elsewhere. They've said this clearly before. If they lose and, crypto gets stifled in America, they will leave. They've got no issue with doing that. Obviously, they would like to stay in America, and of course it will stunt their growth to a certain degree because America is a huge economy. But it's not the be-all and end-all when it's all said and done. So, this just gives you some more, confirmation that I think Ripple are going to be okay. Whatever the outcome is of this lawsuit, I think Ripple and XRP in the long term, will be okay. So, hopefully this is just something that might give you a nice little pick-me-up, right? Because, this lawsuit has dragged on for a very long time, and XRP, in the last bull market, XRP didn't go past its all-time high, and that's very most likely due to being artificially suppressed due to the lawsuit. So I know a lot of people are frustrated and exhausted with, waiting for XRP to really take off and, make them the money that they're hoping to make. But I hope this can serve as something to give you a bit more hope and a bit more reassurance that I think long term this is going to be a wise investment. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is not relevant? Do you think that the lawsuit is going to be catastrophic for Ripple? Let me know your thoughts, drop me a comment. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as I always say, if you do like it, please remember to comment, like and subscribe. But until next time, thanks for watching and take care.